Right, sounds like I'm out of grease. Let's put a new cartridge in. But I wanted to start off this video, or part 2 of this video, by doing a quick review on this hedge trimmer. Now we've had it since October. I picked it up. 3 months I think I've been using it, on and off. I've got 270 hours on the rotor, so a fair few. And yeah, there's not a lot I can say about it, apart from it's bloody awesome. It is brilliant. Everything I expected and more. I love having this variable forward reach. It's quite an expensive optional extra, but it just makes life so much easier. It's nice having this 1.5 or 1.6 metre head that I measured, the 5-foot head. That's saving a lot of time. I also like the fact that you can, it's not just variably forward reach, it's variably rear reach as well. So as you've probably seen, I can bring it back and I can have the head in behind the back wheel, which is brilliant for going down narrow lanes or narrow tracks. So far, it's been very reliable. I don't think I've had one single oil leak. We did have a minor breakdown just after Christmas, where the 2 bolts came loose on the end of the rotor that hold I think it's the bracket that holds the bearing in, or something like that. So, but we got that sorted out, put some new bolts in with some Loctite. No problems since. If you don't know, and if you're wondering, the model is a HD865 variable forward reach telescopic. So 8 series, 6.5 metre reach. There's very little things that I would change about the machine. I think I would maybe have the 7.5 metre reach, but that's easy for me to say because I'm not paying for it. So it would obviously be an extra cost. It would be nice to have the 7.5 metre reach, because you'd get further reach out here, and you get more reach forward as well. I think it would probably come up to the front tyre. We've got this hedge cutter hung on the 3-point linkage with an A-frame, and also we've got the stabiliser bar on the bottom there that connects to the clevis hitch on the tractor and then to the bottom of the hedge cutter. I didn't have that stabiliser bar to begin with, but it definitely makes a difference having it there. It stops any twist in the link arms or the A-frame. Just makes it all much more rigid. I really like the fact that this boom support here is on this linkage, so that when you swing the boom round into transport position, this boom support swings over, and then you can then rest the boom on it. As you can see, I have damaged it a little bit, but it's only the rubber block that I've damaged, so we'll just have to get a new one of those. It was just when I was cutting some really high stuff and I swung the boom round to reach something, and ended up scraping that, probably with that bit there, I would have thought. So when we were looking at buying new hedge trimmers, some other machines that we looked at were the McConnell variable forward reach, but when comparing the two, we thought that the Shelbourne was a stronger built machine. There's more steel into it, bigger box, much bigger box steel in a Shelbourne than in a McConnell. We looked at the front mounted McConnell, but that's only got a 5.3 metre reach on it, so yeah, it's not enough reach for what we need, so we couldn't have that. I looked at the McConnell Versi, so it swings around both ways. It can go around either side of the tractor. I really like the idea of that, but you're restricted on reach with that as well. I think that's 5.5 metre reach. The reason why we went for the variable forward reach is because I needed something. I'm doing 500 hours a year. I needed something that was going to be a bit easier on my neck and on my back, because I was twisting my back as well. And because last season I was having the problem with I couldn't twist the seat in the tractor round to the left. I have since modified that, so I can twist the seat round to the left now. So between twisting the seat round to the left and having this variable forward reach, it's just so much more comfortable to use. I'll quickly show you the controls in the cab. I know you've seen them quite a lot. On the old Spearhead I had a big joystick and I didn't really like that too much. I know it's some people don't like this and some people don't like the joystick, but I actually prefer this small joystick, this little knob, compared to the big joystick. I wouldn't really want to go back to a big joystick now. I find this much smoother. So yeah, I really like that, and it's nice having all the controls here. If we hold those two buttons in there, it goes us to our setup mode. There we go, that's 274 rotor run hours, you can see it right there. And we've got 309 powered hours. That's 309 hours that this box has been switched on. So sometimes I forget to turn it off, but... So basically the conclusion of my 3-month review is it's a bloody good bit of kit, basically. Brilliant. Right, so onto the drill. We're going to start at the front and work our way back. Starting with a flat tyre. We've got a puncture on this tyre. We've got an inner tube in there, so we just take the wheel off and put a patch on the tube, hopefully. That's the plan. That's loose. That tyre scraper. And if you're wondering, this is a Rapid A400, so 4 metres when the wings are down. Right, then eradicator points. Need 6 new eradicator points on there. They just wear out. They just basically pull out the compaction from the tractor tyres, not the 3350 tyres. That tractor tyres. Any compaction, they just rip it out basically. And then back onto the working discs. These discs chop up trash, straw, cloddy seed bed, chops it all up, makes a nice seed bed. But all of these need grease in. They all need 1 pump of grease in them, every one of those discs. That's just once a season we pump grease in them. And then lots of them have got string wrapped around them as well. So I've got lots of string to unwrap. Headstock, forgot to mention the headstock needs greasing. Leveling paddles, these are mainly for like on ploughed ground, but we don't need to do anything to those. They're hydraulically adjustable from in the tractor. Right, 2 rows of drilling discs. If you can see under here, we've got a broken seed coulter dangling down where it's just snapped off on the bracket. So we've got to get under there and change that and see if there's any string wrapped around those disc hubs or bearings. And we will unfold it as well to check all the seed pipes, make sure there's no splits or kinks. And then back to the wheels. We haven't got any other punctures on the machine, but we have got string wrapped around the hubs that I've got to undo. So we've got a few hours worth of work here. Following harrows are all good. Occasionally some come loose, but they're all right at the moment. Wheel mark, pre-emergent wheel markers at the back. Yeah, she's not in bad condition. It's only done about just over 3,000 hectares, I think. So not a massive amount of work for I'll see if I can find a plate to tell you how old it is. Right, we've had to switch to the reserve camera. The Hero 7 is playing up. Just keep switching off every 30 seconds. So we're on the Hero 5 now. Get this wheel off. There's the leak. Can you see it right there, look? Tiny little hole. I've checked the tyre and I can't find anything poking through, so it must have been a nail that went in and out, I guess. Just roughing it up a bit. Get all the dirt off it. Put a bit of this glue on there. Could do a bit of heat on it really to dry the glue, but this will do. It will do the job. Right, we'll just let that dry for a bit and we're going to do something else. Right, I put the wheel back together and pumped it up. I didn't think you'd be too bothered about seeing me putting it back together, as you just saw me take it to pieces. But so this spring we're supposed to be having a couple of drill demos coming out. Supposed to be. One's the Weaving Sabertine 6 metre, and another one is the Cockling Jockey. So yeah, let me know. I've seen quite a bit on YouTube about the Weaving Sabertine, and as you know, we've got a Weaving, so I kind of already know about them. But if any of you guys have got the Cockling Jockey, let me know how you get on with it. I'm missing a wheel nut. I'll find that in a second. Yeah, let me know how you get on with that, if it's any good. I'm quite looking forward to trying one. Yeah, I'm quite looking forward to trying the Cockling Jockey because it's got a press. The reason why I sort of picked it out is because it's got the press at the back instead of tyres. So it will leave it firmer than it will leave the ground firmer than the Weaving, but it won't be as packed down as a drill with tyres on it like this one. Also, feel free to write in the comment section what drill you guys have and if it's any good or not. see if we can climb under the drill. Don't worry, I've put the ram stop in, so I'm not going to get diced up like a carrot. I'll show you what I'm doing under here, if I can get the light. One thing we're missing from this farm is a workshop with a pit. That'd be brilliant. Put that light there, that. I can't see very well myself, to be honest. You see that's dangling down, that's what we got to replace. Where's he come off of? Oh, he's come off this side. Get my impact doodah. It's not going to work on that one because I can't get to the nut, but it'll work on this one. We'll undo that. That's better, you can see now. I'm going to have to go and get a spanner because I can't get the socket on that one. There's the old one. What do we need? This one goes. Well, I normally put them on the pipe first. We need the Jubilee clamp. Put the Jubilee clamp on. Put the pipe on. Right. And then bolt it back on. If I can get the holes lined up. There we go, look. We want They do have a lot of grease nipples on these Vaderstad drills. Hell of a lot. That was just the headstock. I've got to go. Let me get a light. I'll show you around here because the light's better. Every one of these discs needs a squirt of grease in the bearing, and the seed coulters as well. I need to go right along them, grease all of those. The back has a whole load of grease nipples as well. I think there's like 200 grease nipples on this drill. So what I'm doing here is taking a wheel off. It's a bit fiddly to get the string out of the hub, basically. I'll show you. Here we go, that. String just gets wrapped around here. Any little bit of string that it finds in the field, you just got to take the wheel off to get it out. Sometimes you can unravel it without taking the wheel off, but if it's been in there a little while, then it's easier to take the wheel off. But I still haven't finished the greasing yet, but I'm going home in a minute, so this job will be continued on a wet day, I expect. I've got other things that I need to do next week, so right, that's where we go. There's only a few wheels that have got string in them. It's Friday afternoon. We've had some really heavy showers of rain today. You can see it's running, the water is running down the track. It's running off the field. We had to cut, a few years ago, we had to cut a bit of a ditch in that field there to stop it from flooding the farmhouse, which is there. Because otherwise the water would just run down the field and go in their cellar. So we had to cut that ditch. And now all the water from the track and the field goes down through the yard.